Jadi benarkan saya baca dulu. Okay. I invite you to this press conference in order for me to respond to the various statements given by PKR party officials on my police report last Friday on the allegation that person or persons unknown had falsified and used a letter purportedly issued by me as Secretary General of PKR in February 2009. The said letter was submitted in the affidavit by Sallehuddin Hashim, the present Secretary General of PKR, as alleged proof of the sacking of S. Jenapala as member of PKR, and who therefore was not allowed to stand as a candidate in the recent party elections. I am not so much concerned on the suitability of S. Jenapala to run in the election, as much as I am concerned that I am as much concerned that my name and the office that I was held was used fraudulently as evidence that a member has been sacked by me. As the matter is now in the hands of the police, I shall leave it to the good officers of the police to investigate. I am pleased to note that officials of PKR have indicated that they will be giving their fullest cooperation. Unlike Tian Chua, who apparently had appointed himself the spokesman of the police by saying that the police will not be interested in the technical details. May I remind everyone that it is the details that make up the whole. And that is why, because of the poor attention to details that resulted in the poor control and management of the recent party elections. Aside from the letter being false, the letter purportedly issued by me is actually ultra-virus the party's constitution. No single person in the party may decide on the sacking of a member, not even the party president. The letter did not say whether the sacking was deliberated on by the Majlis Pimpinan Tertinggi, now called Majlis Pimpinan Pusat, and that I was directed as in my capacity as Secretary General to inform the person of his sacking. Even then, the MPT normally hand the case over to its Jawatan Kuasa Disiplin to investigate and return with its recommendations. All such matters are minuted in the minutes of MPT meetings. Also, such minutes will be used as evidence of any directive to me which I supposedly did not follow, as alleged by some party officials. There was no such minutes in the meetings of MPT for the year 2009. However, in the minutes of Bureau Politik, which is the day-to-day bureau that manages the party on behalf of MPT, there was a minute of a meeting on August 30th that the bureau was considering disciplinary action of suspension of membership on S. Jenapala, and the bureau directed that the Jawatan Kuasa Disiplin to investigate, and if the allegations that he was involved in activities detrimental to the party's interest was true, in order for the appropriate disciplinary action to be taken. That was, and I believe that still is, the standard operating procedure. The big question mark would be, why would the Bureau Politik be considering disciplinary action against S. Jenapala 7 months after it was purportedly that he was purportedly sacked by me in that letter dated 6 months earlier, 2nd February 2009. Evidently, for all practical purposes, S. Jenapala was a member and was never sacked, and this could be seen when he, on many occasions, participated in the party's functions and ceramas in the presence of the top party officials. In any case, I, as Secretary General of the party, would not have issued that letter. That letter, being ultra vires the party constitution, could not have been effected, as Jenapala would have reacted to such a letter if he had actually received it. Any self-respecting Secretary General who does his job well would have reacted in total astonishment if he had so-called found the letter in the files. Yes, the letter had the image of my electronic signature, which I used in the thousands of circulars through which I communicated with more than 200 divisions in the party. So the said letter could be a cut and paste job or an abuse of my electronic signature in the files. I leave that to the police investigation. The fact remains that I did not issue such a letter, nor approve its content, nor had I ever directed anyone to issue such a letter on my behalf. Now, my personal concern is the deliberate use of my name to facilitate a fraud. But my bigger concern as an activist in the reform movement is that a so-called reformasi or reformist party is falling into the trap of abusing the party secretariat, which is an institution under its total control, to further its aim to achieve power expeditiously at the expense of the rights of the members. As a party that alleges abuse of power by other people, PKR and its members would do well for the reformasi movement and for the reformasi cause by checking on its so-called transparent leadership. As the big power abusers that we see maybe today did not start off the way that they are now. They started off as small, insignificant acts of deceit, such as this one that I'm highlighting to you. Otherwise, this will be a case of Allah bisa tegal biasa. Now, the court had decided in Jenapala's case that it has no jurisdiction in party disputes. I want to remind you that the thing that I made a police report on is a case under the Penal Code. There are various offences under the Penal Code, and I trust that the wrongdoers in PKR or elsewhere will be brought to the court to explain to the judge and indeed to the country why such a terrible, fraudulent conduct is being perpetrated. We will, for your information, you will list up to you what the possible penal code offences are that has been committed. This is not a political matter. This is a criminal matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will distribute to you shortly my statement in English and in Malay, but I would also be very happy because I've been receiving a lot of phone calls from you people, and it gets a bit tiring to answer to 10, 20 calls over the same matter, that I have this opportunity to be with you so that you can ask me the questions. Everybody can hear it, and I will give you the answer and everybody can hear it. I also take this opportunity to announce to you that by now, by this month, in December, I shall be starting my own personal blog. It will be called Activist Reformasi. The purpose of which is I shall update it once every week or as when necessary to jot down my observations on what is really going on in the Reformasi movement. I still am a Reformasi activist. It does not mean that if you are against Anwar Ibrahim, you are against Reformasi. Semenjak bila Reformasi ni Anwar Ibrahim punya? It does not mean that if you do not support PKR, then you are supporting UMNO. It's a totally different thing. I am a Reformasi activist and I will act as a watchdog over this so-called Reformasi movement that has been hijacked by PKR, and we shall all evaluate together their work in government and as a political party, whether or not they are truly what they say, which is a reformist party that holds the riot interest foremost in their minds rather than their pursuit of personal political power. Thank you. Any questions?
Berkenaan dengan pemalsuan tanda tangan Datuk, bila Datuk sedari dan macam mana Datuk sedari, dan apa reaksi awal daripada Datuk lah bila sedar bahawa tanda tangan ini ditipu?
Baik, saya baru sedar saja, iaitu 2 hari sebelum kes Jenapala didengari oleh mahkamah, affidavit daripada peguam bahagian defendant iaitu PKR telah memanggil saya kerana di dalam affidavit itu telah dimasukkan oleh mereka surat yang saya sebutkan ini, dan saya dipanggil oleh peguam sebelah Jenapala, plaintiff, untuk memberitahu sama ada surat itu benar atau tidak. Itulah pertama kalinya, itu tak sampai seminggu dulu. Dan apabila saya tengok, saya tahu kerja saya dan saya tahu ini bukan surat yang keluar daripada tangan saya. Oleh yang demikian, saya membuat satu affidavit yang dimasukkan dalam affidavit plaintiff mengatakan ini ialah surat palsu. Kemudian setelah kes itu didengari, dengan mahkamah membuat keputusan bahawa mahkamah tidak ada jurisdiction dalam kes-kes politik, maka Jenapala boleh dikatakan tidak mendapat injunction yang diminta, barulah saya berfikir bahawa ini bukan isu politik tetapi isu kanun kesesiaan yang melibatkan diri saya, dan saya membuat keputusan untuk membuat laporan polis. Saya percaya saudara je kalau terlibat dalam perkara demikian juga akan membuat demikian. Tetapi sedihnya, selepas saya membuat laporan polis, saya lihat pegawai-pegawai parti PKR kelang kabut hendak mengecil-ngecilkan isu ini seolah-olah tidak perlu diambil perhatian, dan macam-macam cerita yang keluar yang mengatakan I opened the files, I saw the letter, how would I know the letter is forgery or not, dan sebagainya. Jadi saya tak mau layanlah itu. Saya cuma adakan PC yang saya janji hari itu, saya buat dan saya terangkan kedudukan saya, dan kita biarlah polis membuat penyiasatan. Dan kalau benda ini dapat diputuskan, alhamdulillah. Pada saya sekurang-kurangnya, jikalaupun tidak dapat diputuskan, my conscience is clear that I have announced to the public that that is not my letter.
Datuk, apa pandangan Datuk bila Tian Chua untuk kata mengambil tugas polis?
Tak, saya terbaca, tak betul tak tidak, tengoklah, tapi dalam suara Star ke apa tak, dia mengatakan ialah memang surat